Hello everyone, I'm Professor Geek. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to my reaction to the Kong vs. Godzilla, or Godzilla vs. Kong, whatever it's called, trailer that dropped today. Wow, wow. It's weird. It's a weird feeling being excited for a new movie. like, and now I'm not across the board excited. Like it's gonna be amazing. Just shut up and don't say anything critical, like most people are when they just decide they want to like a movie, the Batman or whatever. No, I'm saying everything so far looks good, and I really hope it continues to, because if it continues on this projection that it's on, trajectory, then I'm all for it. That sounds pretty good. Now, why though? Specifically, why? And that's what I want to talk about. You might remember a long time ago, I did a video review on Kong Skull Island. They eventually took it down. There was some copyright claim. It was dumb. It wasn't copyrighted, anything like that. But that's good old YouTube. But I did re-upload it as an unlisted video anyway, though I will link in the top corner, whichever side it's going to happen here. So I will link that video if you want to go watch it. It's a little long, but I give an in-depth analysis of Kong Skull Island, specifically Kong as a hero, because that's what attracted me to that movie. I really have enjoyed all of these recent movies done in this universe. So the first Godzilla they did there, what was it, 2014 or something? I forget exactly when. But that was a great great movie, I thought. I love Kong Skull Island. I really enjoyed Godzilla King of Monsters. And I've read the comic book. I've done videos too. I'll link that as well. I've read the comic book tie-ins that come into the movies and give you a little bit threads of the story in between and stuff like that. Really great stuff. Now, I'm not a kaiju fan in general. I'm not a fan of like the old Godzilla movies, or I'm not a nut like that. I have nothing against them. Nothing at all against them. It's just not to my taste. I'm not interested in it. And I shudder to say that, because kaiju fans are almost as bad as anime fans in that they just can't comprehend somebody not enjoying their franchise. So before you run to the comments right now and say, oh, but you need to watch this movie and you should watch that movie. No, I'm not going to do any of that. So stop it. Okay. I was interested in these movies because they're very well made. Thematically, they're good. They're examples of good storytelling, I think, for the most part, character progressions, arcs, and stuff like that. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're pretty good. And they give the audience of these franchises what they want, at the same time being able to bring in new fans of the franchises, which I think is great. But specifically, what really drew me to it was Kong being portrayed as a hero. So in that video, wherever it is, that I talk about Kong as a hero in the analysis of Kong Skull Island, I've always enjoyed King Kong movies. The spectacle of it, the way it's kind of ingrained into our American mythos, I really did appreciate that. But I'd never really felt the Beauty and the Beast aspect that's always in those stories, that kind of theme and stuff like that. I thought they were always done quite well. I never really felt a connection to Kong though, like I wanted to root for him as a character or something like that, like other people did. Because he wasn't a character that I'd want to root for, He's an interesting character, certainly sympathetic and things like that, and kind of cool to see him do all that he does and stuff. But it never really struck me in that manner until I saw what they did in Kong Skull Island. Suddenly, as I say in that video, they've given the whole story an Apollonian versus Dionysian conflict theme. And I explained that in that video, but it's basically the idea that Kong is not, in the Kong Skull Island, he is not big dumb brute who wants pretty woman. Not at all. That's how some of the previous Kong movies, portrayed him as, or at least some level of that, This Kong in Skull Island was not there at all. He was the protector of his island. He was there to protect the island from the skull crawlers, And so you had mammal versus reptile. And that was a really cool dichotomy, because mammal, as a primate, he's more likened to us in the evolutionary chain there, where he's got higher brain function. Reptiles, they're still thinking with that reptilian stem. They're just about kill, conquer, eat, that kind of thing. And those reptiles, those monsters, were even called skull crawlers because of the way their face looked. But what is a skull? Well, a skull is an empty head. You think about a skull on the ground or something like that. So it matched that theme as well. There are a lot of other little subtle details that they did with Kong Skull Island that really play into that Apollonian versus Dionysian conflict, and the idea of honoring lost knowledge and ancient knowledge and ancient wisdom as well. I point that out in that video. It's definitely worth watching if you can get through it all, because I don't think I scripted it out, so it's a slow build. But anyway, so I love that about Kong Skull Island, and I love the fact that he was a hero. He was adapting. There was a nobility about him. he was there to even protect the animals on the island from these skull crawlers. He was there to protect his home, even to protect the natives. They had a healthy respect for him. He didn't get in Kong's way, but he was there to protect, not to be a big bully or just to conquer or to be a big animal who just kind of acts out or anything like that. There's real higher functioning with this Kong. There was a nobility about King Kong suddenly that I thought was amazing, and it made that movie one of my favorites. In terms of this genre. And I watched it a numerous amounts of times. I just really appreciated that portrayal of Kong. Now I can have a personal connection to him. That's what I'm seeing in this trailer, and that's why I've titled this video, could Kong be, it was something to the effect, can Kong be the aspirational hero we've been looking for in cinemas? Because they haven't given us an aspirational hero. Superman, they never portrayed him since, Snyder or whatever is the true aspirational hero he should be. The Marvel Universe, once Endgame happened, they just kind of dumped all over that idea of an aspirational. You had really good cathartic motivational heroes stepping up to bat, but the choices they made, even with Captain America at the end, the great aspirational hero of Marvel, they just had him choose to go ahead and serve his own ends at the end, and I'm just going to be self-serving all of a sudden. Totally selfish, throw time and the consequences of the timeline and all of my friends counting on me now here and then. I'm just going to throw that all away. I don't care. I'm serving myself. I've done enough. It's time for me to get what I want. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Spits in the very face of an aspirational hero, the idea that he would go back in time and stay with Peggy. That is so dumb. And there's no defense you can make of that makes any sense. It's bad choice. Horrible bad choice for the character and writing in general. So we don't, what are our aspirational heroes in current day films? We'll always have our ones that came before. What they did to Luke Skywalker, of course, in the movies. They've just dumped on all the aspirational heroes. And as I've said, this year I want to be the year of the aspirational hero, at least here on my channel. So I'm calling attention to that. And now I see this trailer. I see this trailer for Godzilla vs. King Kong. And we don't know the whole plot, but from the trailer, we get the sense that, okay, we left Godzilla from Godzilla King of Monsters as a benevolent ruler of Earth, right? You didn't get in his way. He's not quite the protector that Kong was, because he's a reptile still, but he's still benevolent, and he took care of the baddies, and you stay out of his way, and you stay out of the creature's way, but they rule generally okay if you just stay out of their way. Well, so we left him in that state. Well, it seems like in this trailer that it's hinted at that for some reason Godzilla is now hurting people. He's now going out of his way to attack people and hurting people, and that's new. So they figure out something's wrong here. We don't know what that is. It's a mystery to us as viewers. And I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying what was in the trailer. So there's no secret knowledge I have. I'm not spoiling the movie for you or anything like that. And for whatever reason, they find Kong somehow in the trailer, and they're bringing him to the mainland off of Skull Island or whatever to, I guess, try to protect them from Godzilla or to get through to Godzilla. I don't know exactly what the details are, but the idea is that somehow Kong is going to be able to help. And they don't bring Kong to the mainland as a captive for a spectacle. It's not like the old King Kong movie. He didn't come because he was just enamored with I'm blanking on the actress's name and the character's name. Fay Ray, her character. I'm blanking on her character's name. But he's not enamored with some pretty girl, and that's why he comes. No, they hint at a little bit in the trailer that he actually has this connection to this little child, and he wants to protect her. Oh my gosh, now you've got a Kong who was there to protect an island, the people, the animals, the whole ecosystem of the island. That was noble enough. Now you've just ratcheted that nobility to the next level, and now suddenly he's wanting to protect this little girl? That is amazing. That is so cool. I am so excited to see this movie now, if it continues on this trajectory and if it doesn't, introduce any nonsense. And I do hope that they figure out what's wrong with him, or they, he ends up being a good guy in the end. But they even showed images of Kong just going after Godzilla. This is a godlike reptile who can, breathe this fire energy and stuff like that. I know Godzilla fans don't hate me for forgetting the proper name or whatever his beam thing power is. But, it's quite a threat for somebody like Kong. But Kong goes right after him, even in the water. Not a natural habitat for Kong. He's ready to fight him right there on the aircraft carrier and jump into the water or whatever. That's amazing. So I'm really excited about this movie, and I'm wondering, of all places, in a time when we need an aspirational hero, we need current depictions of aspirational heroes. Again, we'll always have Superman, Luke Skywalker, Captain America in the past, but in a time when they're just not portraying those characters anymore like that, on the big screen. Is a Godzilla movie and King Kong movie, is that really the vehicle we're going to have for an aspirational hero? Great. Okay. It's going to come out somewhere. As I've said, you keep suppressing and deconstructing that aspirational hero, and if you keep going after the tried and true iterations of those heroes, they'll pop out in places you least expect them. And here we might have him popping out as King Kong, of all things, which I think is awesome. So, yeah, thumbs up from me on that trailer. I'm excited about it. It's weird to be excited about a movie that's coming out. I'm cautiously interested in Ghostbusters Afterlife, but I'm going to need to see a bit more, and it's going to have to pass a few more tests before I'm really on board and excited. But yeah, this Kong vs. Zilla, that's please continue like it is. Please be what it's promising to be, because that's really cool. And I just think it's so interesting that, as I've said, when you suppress that aspirational hero and you keep deconstructing all of our wonderful iterations, the world can't function without him. So he's going to pop up in sometimes the most least expected places. And here we have him in a Kong movie, so that's going to be sweet. That's all I have for now, just a reaction to that. But come back later for more live streams, more gameplays, more book studies, more recommendations. I am working on another heroic recommendation for you. And I'll be back with more commentary like this. But until next time, keep enjoying and digging deeper into the hero stories you love. Thanks for watching.